What's good? It's your boy Fanon. I am about to talk about Dazn and this steep escalation in prices. Give you my thoughts on that. They're probably going to be a little different than some people think, but hey man, I'm gonna let it go. Before I do that though, I want to welcome you back to the channel, subscribers. And if you're not subscribed, hey, I hope you accept my invitation to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when our videos come out. And also when we do our live streams in the morning, Monday through Friday, start time right around between 10:30 and 10:45 a.m. Central Standard Time. Also, join the Patreon. This is going to be a Patreon business lesson here that I'm about to give to you. I'm going to use Dazn as an example. All right, so why do I say this is going to be a business marketing type of conversation? Because that's what they're doing. I think this is a change in their marketing strategy. I also think that this is definitely a smart move for Dazn, and one that I don't want to say I anticipated, but my thought was the same, because I have the same approach to businesses that I work with, and I have a certain approach to the business that I have on this channel. And I think that Dazn is doing something that will strengthen them in the boxing market in the United States. Okay, so for the people that are expecting me to hate on Dazn on this, man, I don't have any hatred for Dazn. I don't like Eddie Hearn, and I've always been very clear about that. I don't have an issue with Dazn. I have an issue with Eddie Hearn lying. Okay, and I still think it's a bad move for Dazn to have him as the poster boy for their organization in the United States. But this particular move that they're doing related to their pricing is probably a smart move for a couple reasons. One is that they already know who their potential subscriber base is, and that means, and it is hardcore boxing fans, hardcore MMA fans that want to watch Bellator. And trying to be the Walmart of boxing in the United States is not very attractive when you don't have enough of the fighters to make it happen. So, understanding that their hardcore fan base are the people that are going to subscribe to Dazn, raising your prices do two things in my eyes. One, as it elevates your brand and associates the raising of the cost in the minds of many consumers, raises their perception of your value. That's number one. When you raise your prices, you also raise people's perception of the value of your product. Take, for example, Floyd Mayweather Jr. Floyd Mayweather Jr. sold a lifestyle. A lot of diamonds, a lot of gold, a lot of planes, and flash and showing money, and called himself the best ever. So from a marketing point of view, that was a very, very smart move by Floyd Mayweather Jr. because he started associating himself with massive amounts of money. So people were willing to buy his pay-per-views, and they associated his money with his value, right? Even to this day, people will say, what about Mayweather? Oh, he made more money than everybody else. So they try to do the same thing with Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua is going to make $1 billion. Anthony Joshua is going to be, what about his endorsement deals? Of course he can beat Deontay Wilder. Look how many endorsement deals he has. That is associating somebody's value as a boxer with how much money is associated with them, right? You see the same thing in nightclubs, where you put a red rope around the seat and charge people ridiculous amounts of money for a bottle of some type of liquor, right? $1,500 for a $100 bottle of liquor. But you're behind that rope, you're seeing people laughing and joking, and you think that their value the value of that person raises in many people's mind. Certain people might just look at it and think that's an idiot standing behind a rope spending a ridiculous amount of money. What a moron. But most people will be like, oh, he's a baller. He's a baller. Oh, man. That type of stuff, right? So you can, by raising your price, you can increase the perception of your value. Next, you can also with Dazn, I think it's a smart move because I'm sure they looked at the buying tendencies of people. When you have you offer something free and somebody comes in and takes it for free and then gets rid of it right away, right? Gets rid of it right away. And then they come back and they get rid of it, which is probably what's happened with a lot of people with Dazn. They will go, they'll sign up for the free trial. They'll watch the fight that they want to watch. You know, the next day, if they can remember it, a certain percentage of them are going to just cancel it. And then they'll be back the next month. So they probably identified that there's a certain section of the people that are working, that are their customers, that are basically buying it month to month. And since they're willing just to buy it month to month, you come up with a package where they can buy it month to month, but you increase the price associated with it. So you're really saying if you're going to do that, you're going to pay for 2 months and not 1 month, right? Also, the hardcore fans that are going to watch these fights, they're basically, and I think that's the majority of the people that are dealing with Dazn, are going to want to see several fights on Dazn, and they say, well, we're going to lock you in for a year now. We'll give you a discount, but we want your whole $100. We don't want $30 from you. We want your whole $100. That is from the group of people that are consistently paying the bill, right? We just want you, but we want to make sure and get rid of the people that don't want to stay here long term. So anyway, I'm sure that it's going to wind up I think it's the raising the price on a month-to-month basis, and just the announcement in and of itself that they're raising the prices, or it might attract enough notoriety or enough attention to get more people to sign up and say, oh man, you know, this value is going up, right? So that's kind of my thought, man. I don't think that I think the raising the price for Dazn is probably a smart move, because that is a niche channel. It's a niche. How do you say it? Niche? That's a niche. And so I hope that they go away for their sake, not necessarily for my sake, because I'm like, whatever. Like I said, they've got Eddie Hearn associated with it, and he annoys me, right? So it would be interesting to see what's the perception of Eddie Hearn, since Eddie Hearn is trying to represent himself as synonymous with Dazn. But even that, I do believe, is shifting a good bit, with John Skipper taking much more of an out front role in talking about Dazn and negotiating with fighters. I even think that that's changing a little bit. So, being on the outside looking in, those are my thoughts on it. As far as, Dazn itself and the fights on Dazn, you got to really be a hardcore boxing fan to watch all of their fight cards, right? But they are starting to get, guys like Gennady Golovkin, the Canelo Alvarez, Daniel Jacobs fight. That's something that's definitely worth seeing. It's definitely something hardcore boxing fans are going to want to watch. I also wouldn't be surprised if they did that in anticipation of the fight with Canelo Alvarez, the fight coming up, I believe it's in May, between Canelo Alvarez and Gennady Golovkin. Because if they get, before that fight comes on, not Gennady Golovkin, Canelo Alvarez versus Daniel Jacobs, excuse me. If they get a big influx of people that just want to sign up for that month, then they double their revenue for that fight, right? So, if they were going to do Deontay Wilder, if Deontay Wilder did sign to fight Dominic Breazeale, then they would have be doubling their money on that fight if they would have had it. They're also going to probably double their money that they're going to receive for the Anthony Joshua, Jarrell Big Baby Miller fight. So all in all, man, it's not a bad move for them. I can understand it. I don't think that it necessarily means that they're going out of business. It just means, or that know that they're failing. I think it's just an adjustment to their model that probably makes a lot of sense to them. So, you know, it is what it is. I think that the best adjustment that they could make, though, is getting rid of Eddie Hearn, because Eddie Hearn is a cancer on their. Eddie Hearn is definitely a bad mark on their brand. I would be very interested to see if you poll the perception of Eddie Hearn around the United States with boxing fans, and it's not going to be good. So that's probably the biggest adjustment that they need to make going forward. But that's just my take. And with that, I'm out. Peace.